At Grid, we're solar pros. We explain the process behind solar power so you can make an informed decision. We'll work with you to make owning your power as simple as possible and affordable with zero down financing and payment options. Our only goal is to save you money. Call Grid when you're ready to be independent of the power company.
I had an amazing experience with Dr. Haug and her team. I came here when I was 10 years old to get my braces on. Now I'm 28 years old, braces off, and I get so many compliments on my smile. It's helped me thrive in my career as a news reporter, and also as Miss Missouri USA, I took the stage with confidence, knowing my smile was gonna make me look like $1 million. I've never felt better and more confident because of my smile.
Picture This and More has been a trusted name in the Alton community for more than 30 years, with the last 3 being right here on Broadway. We specialize in quality framing at affordable prices. We also feature works by local artists because we're proud of our community. If you have valued treasures to display and preserve, we're sure to have the perfect fit with our large selection of custom framing and display options. Whatever color, shape, or size, Picture This and More has the look you need. Stop by today and let us help you with your next project. No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
Life's better when you're under the American Family Insurance roof because they know your house is home base for their dreams. Whether it's a kid like me aiming for the big leagues, ready, future rocket scientist, or a budding prima ballerina. When you feel totally protected, your family's free to pursue their dreams. She's good.
Let's go.
American Family Insurance.
Good evening, everybody. We'll get started in just a few minutes here, but I wanted to do a microphone check for our live stream going on riverbender.com. How's it sounding, John? Okay, we'll be ready to get going in just a moment.
I had an amazing experience with Dr. Haug and her team. I came here when I was 10 years old to get my...
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
Life's better when you're under the American Family Insurance roof because they know your house is home base for their dreams. Whether it's a kid like me aiming for the big leagues, ready, future rocket scientist, or a budding prima ballerina. When you feel totally protected, your family's free to pursue their dreams. She's good.
Let's go.
American Family Insurance.
Yo, what up? It's Mike Keith, the proud graduate of Lewis and Clark Community College. I got my start in broadcasting and now I work all over the country. I discovered my path in media, but could have been an electrician. Or I could have been a nurse.
Maybe not.
In the heart-pounding moments of the game, every move counts, just like in chiropractic care. Dr. Andrew Dykman of Rosewood Chiropractic champions this belief, supporting our teams in every drive and supporting his patients for nearly 20 years, offering affordable, compassionate, all-natural wellness care. Call 618-259-2676 or visit rosewoodchiropractic.com today.
To get the show on the road here, thank you so much for attending What's Up Downtown, our summer edition. New this year, tonight's event is being live streamed on Riverbender.com, allowing those who are unable to attend in person to still stay up to date on downtown development. So hello to everyone watching from home. I'd like to give everybody just a quick rundown in case you've never been to this event before. What's Up Downtown is our quarterly information exchange. So it's not a meeting, there's no set agenda or anything like that. It's basically we're just trying to get all of the movers and shakers in the room together, and we invite new business owners, people who are redeveloping properties, everyone to just come together so you can hear right from the horse's mouth what is going on with their developments and their businesses, and so we can all provide them with encouragement and learn what we can learn to support their business going forward. We invite you to leave your business cards, brochures, etc. on the information table there in the back of the room, and also grab posters and such for our upcoming events. So speaking of, I just wanted to give a quick few upcoming events that are going on with Alton Main Street. Of course, we've got our Farmers and Artisans Market that is in peak season right now. So any sort of locally grown fruits and vegetables you can find right now. We have all kinds of great activities still in store for this season. Live music, art demonstrations. October 5th will be our Canine Carnival, which is always an adorable time. And we will have goat yoga on the final day of the season, which is 10/19. So make sure to sign up for that. Next up, we have the citywide litter cleanup that is on Saturday, September 14th from 9 a.m. to noon. Pride Incorporated coordinates that citywide effort, and we man the registration station downtown right across the street, so you can stop by for bags and gloves and directions to areas that are in need of some attention. We would appreciate any help with that. And then, of course, we have our signature Mississippi Earth Tones Festival coming up on the 21st of September. We've got posters over there with full details about what bands are playing and all of that. New this year, we have the Old Bakery Beer Company that is going to be creating a special brew just for the festival, which is really exciting, so thanks to them. We also need volunteers for that event. It takes about 100 people to pull everything off that day. I see some of our regulars in the crowd, so thank you. We have a great t-shirt in store for you that's designed by Old Bakery Beer to match the can of beer, so it'll be a really cute t-shirt this year. To get your hands on one, you have to volunteer. We do not sell them. It's only for our people who pitch in and help. Last but not least, I promised a little synopsis of the visit that we had with Main Street America last week. They sent 3 representatives to Alton. We actually did a survey in advance of this 2-day session, and then we had a series of focus groups with all different sorts of stakeholders to try to learn as much as we can from the community to inform our strategic plan for the next few years. This slide deck was 77 slides, and I cut it down to 28. I figured you wouldn't be here if you weren't interested, but 77 seemed a little excessive, so I kind of pared it down to the information I thought would be most interesting to a general audience. But we will have a 20-some-odd page report from Main Street America that will be delivered to us in the next couple of weeks. We will publish that as well so everyone can see the full gamut of everything that was shared with us and that they recommended for our organization in the coming years. So that happened on August 6th and 7th last week. And just to give you kind of an idea, the entire focus of Alton Main Street is to have a community-driven strategy. So that is why community input is so crucial to us, is because we don't want to make a move without knowing that our community members are completely on board with it. Obviously we rely on all of you to help us do what we do and have the resources to carry out all of our activities. So we want to make sure that at its core, everything that we're doing is what the community has asked for. So I usually give a quick commercial just in case anyone's brand new as far as what Main Street is. This is not something that we made up here in Alton. This is a nationwide program that was started by the National Trust for Historic Preservation, and it's all about saving your beautiful historic buildings. They know that you have to breathe new life into these buildings in order to keep them occupied and save them from the wrecking ball down the line. So that is what we're here to do, is to infuse energy into our historic downtown and just make it a vibrant area that, having a great downtown says a lot about your community. So the City of Alton and the Riverbend Growth Association created our organization in 1994, and it's not just anyone that can call themselves a Main Street. It is a pretty prestigious thing. You have to prove that you have the architectural stock worth saving, you have to prove that your local municipality is in support of you, and you also have to prove that you have the boots on the ground to execute everything that you want to do. So we have been in the program now for 30 years, and we're seeing the dividends pay off for sure. So these are our 4 committees here. We just recently realized that it's an acronym DOPE, so our program is DOPE: Design, Organization, Promotion, and Economic Vitality. Those are the 4 points of Main Street that help us execute everything that we want to do and make sure that nothing is slipping through the cracks. So the Design Committee gives a sense of place in the district. It's anything aesthetic. The Organization Committee is a sense of ownership. That's making sure that we have the resources and the partnerships and the anything that we need to have on hand to actually do what we do. The Promotions Committee is our sense of community. That's all of the events that we create gathering spaces for people to come together. And then Economic Vitality is our sense of small businesses. It's helping our mom and pop shops compete with the franchises and chains and big box stores and Amazons of the world. We want to make sure to have a thriving local economy. So we help our locally owned businesses promote themselves and stay up on current trends as much as we possibly can. So they really sung our praises here in Alton. They do these surveys all over the country, and they said that for a community our size, if we got 200 or 300 responses, that would be a huge win. And we ended up getting 1,509 responses. So they were really wowed. They said that was probably top 5 number of responses in the whole time that they've been doing these community surveys. And they were really impressed by how engaged Altonians were and how much they really wanted to share their thoughts and feelings. Just a quick demographic highlights of the people who filled out the survey. It was 62% identified as women, 60% were aged 25 to 54, 72% have lived in Alton for 10 years or more, and then how frequently they visit the district. 47% visited downtown weekly, 23% monthly, and then 22% daily. And also 85% of the respondents can drive to the district in 15 minutes or less. So this is a really nucleus, around downtown of all of the people who are really invested and interested in what we have going on here. So this is called a word cloud. If you've never seen one of these before, it is basically they asked people for what word comes to mind when you think about the things that you like about downtown Alton. So the more times that they got that response, the larger the word is in the word cloud. So hopefully you all in the back can see it, but the ones that really pop out over and over are river, community, both historic and history. So we really love our history here in Alton. And also restaurants, businesses, quaint, unique, architecture. So all the things that make Alton what it is and what we really love to see here and we appreciate. Those are all the things that everyone said, those 1,500 people said that were the best things about Alton when they thought about one word. And then conversely, we asked what word comes to mind as you think about things that you dislike about downtown Alton. And they said, by and large, every one of these, parking is always the biggest word on everyone's word cloud. And we always try to remind people that it's more of a perceived parking problem. There is parking. It's just you have to be okay with walking a block or two to get to where you're going instead of parking right in front of the front door. If you're over in St. Louis, you have no problem walking 4 or 5 blocks to you just expect it. But here, it always seems like people in their own hometown, if you can't park right outside the door, people get frustrated. But, there's hundreds of parking spots in the municipal lot right here at 3rd and Bell, so make sure to just put your walking shoes on and walk an extra block because it'll be worth it for the great customer service you'll receive at our locally owned shops. So we asked what people saw as the top 3 issues in downtown Alton, and by and large, everybody said too many vacant storefronts or vacant lots. Buildings are neglected or in need of rehabilitation, and lack of businesses or destinations suited to me and my household. And then the fourth in line was feels unsafe and too much crime. So that is the lion's share of what the majority of respondents said were their issues in downtown Alton, so that we know what we really need to lean into and address going forward. And they really also praised, they said, usually we put those blank fields on there for other, and nobody fills them out. Here in Alton, we had 344 people take the time to write out what they actually felt in addition to the provided answers. So as far as safety and cleanliness goes, there were some concerns about crime, drug use, and noise, lack of police presence at night, and then the perception that the area is unsafe and not family friendly. Also mentioned was the variety and vibrancy of the businesses. We had comments of too many bars, insufficient diverse dining and shopping options, sense of stagnation and neglect, and a need for a more appealing mix of businesses to attract different demographics. And then in regards to community support and inclusivity, it was brought up that we have issue with homelessness and lack of community services for people experiencing homelessness, need for more affordable housing and social services, and a desire for a more inclusive and supportive community environment. So those are the things that the people wrote in as some things they were concerned about in the district. And then we asked, what are the top 3 reasons people visit downtown Alton? And the top answers were dining, events and festivals, and socializing, being around other people. Entertainment and shopping for fun were also at the top of the list with 29%. And it was kind of interesting to me that shopping for daily needs was down in the 3% range. So people are coming downtown to shop for enjoyment, shop for presents, that sort of thing. And just the daily need type of things were kind of at the bottom of the list for why they come downtown. In the other responses here, a lot of people mentioned the recreation and wellness options that we have. The yoga studios and walking, the farmers market and riverfront activities were brought up quite a bit. The beauty and the potential, people always talk about the potential in downtown Alton, which we're ready to actualize into real progress instead of just always talking about our potential. And the splash pad and other riverfront park amenities. The daily living and services responses, people were talking about how they live downtown, how they access public services downtown, like the library, coffee shops, restaurants, brunch, small businesses, banks, hardware store, business-related visits, and then a lot of people work remotely from our coffee shops in the district. And then as far as social and community engagement goes, a lot of people attended music and drag shows downtown, volunteered at their local churches and organizations in the district, and visiting friends and participating in community events. And then of course our haunted places and local unique attractions are on the list for things that people really appreciate about downtown as well. We asked what 3 business types people would like to see more of in downtown Alton so that we can kind of hone our business recruitment efforts around what people think our gaps are. Arts and cultural venues were number 1 at 51%. Casual and family restaurants, family entertainment, arts, crafts, and hobby stores, coffee shops and bakeries, and boutiques, and lodging and grocery stores. 24% or more people mention all of those things. So we will make sure to definitely try to zone in on that type of business when we are recruiting new businesses to the district. When asked what would make living in downtown Alton more desirable to you or others in your community, people said more things to do and more places to shop and eat. Also, a greater sense of safety and less crime, fewer vacant spaces, and more basic amenities such as grocery stores, laundromats, pharmacies, that sort of thing. That gets back to the 3% people shopping for their needs rather than their wants. So more parks and nature were, green spaces were mentioned as well. Cleaner was mentioned by 29% of the people, so please come out and help with the citywide litter cleanup. We not only do that once or twice a year, we also have monthly, our design committee goes out monthly and pulls weeds and picks up litter as well, so if you'd like to get engaged in that effort, please do let us know and we'll get you plugged into those dates. And then the other responses here in regards to safety and infrastructure, people were asking for improved lighting, sidewalks and roads, a reduction of crime, drugs, and homelessness. Underground electric and telephone lines, that's a majorly expensive undertaking, but it does pay off big time if you're able to bury your utilities and have it not be all in the air where you can see it all the time. Addressing vacant and neglected buildings and enhancing our police presence. Over to community and family amenities, people are asking if we could increase the walkability and number of green spaces, create more family-friendly places and activities, establish upscale lodging and dining options, adding unique local businesses and attractions, and developing a music venue and more funding for the arts. And then under community pride and aesthetics, people would like to preserve our historical look with modern updates, beautify downtown, foster a sense of community pride and belonging, encourage unique shops and businesses, and support lower income residents and community centers. When we ask people whether they agreed or disagree with the statement, I personally feel welcome, comfortable, and safe in and around downtown Alton, 65% said agree, which is great to have the majority feel that way, but it also shows that we do have a little bit of work to do, since 22% said unsure and 13% did say disagree. Other responses here, talking still kind of about the same, across the board. People are talking about increased police presence is desired, more lighting and addressing crime, more social and creative engagement opportunities, encouraging more diverse small businesses, accessibility and inclusivity, and then aesthetically cleaning up the vacant buildings, enhancing public spaces, promoting family-friendly offerings, and creating welcoming signage. That is something that we have been working on with the City of Alton for quite a while, and hopefully we're going to be able to move forward on that in the near future. So as far as the demographics, I won't get too far into the data here, but just to let you know, they provided us with a wealth of market research, which is invaluable information. Really hard for a group that's trying to do everything we do to dig really deep into market data. So it was super helpful that Main Street America was able to analyze shoppers in the 5-minute drive range, 15-minute drive range, and 30-minute drive range, and give us some stats about these people's, income, about their strengths and weaknesses, everything like that. So now we can kind of dial in a little bit more to who we should be marketing to. And they were using artificial intelligence to tell us a lot of things about our visitorship. This is where it gets a little creepy. So this is where they can kind of track your cell phone, and they can tell you, we drew them a boundary of downtown Alton, and they were able to tell us that we had 2.4 visits, people coming into the district over the last year, and that is 547,000 unique visitors. So that is, over 500,000 people in a year, different individuals coming to the district. And, when you compare that to our population here in Alton, that means we have 21 visitors to every resident here in Alton, which is pretty interesting. This is pretty cool to be able to see. This is actually the number of people who drove into downtown Alton over the course of 5 years and then over the course of the last year. And of course, that spike down is the pandemic. So you can see that we have almost gotten back up to pre-pandemic number of visitors since then. That squiggly line is going right back up to where it was before the dip. So that is great news. And then it's interesting that we have the busiest day of the year is Fireworks Day, July 3rd. And that stands to reason. They also tracked how long people stayed in the district when they came. So 21% of the visits were quick stops between 15 and 29 minutes. 57% lasted over an hour, and then another 21% are longer than 2.5 hours. So that's really cool that 21% of the people, we can get them in and get them to stay and go from place to place and enjoy themselves for that long while they're here. And this is a little map as far as where the visitors that are coming to Alton are coming from. So as you can see, we have a pretty wide map there, the whole broader St. Louis metro area. And then in this map, it studies traffic patterns. So we can see the red lines are where the most people are coming from. So we are getting the most people from right across the Clark Bridge and up Route 3, as well as coming down from Jerseyville. Not as much from down the River Road or the other directions into town. So that's interesting as well. Back to this slide for a moment, just to kind of give you guys an idea of where we're at in the process here. So we are people driven, so we wanted to get the vision of our community, and then we got understanding of the market through the data that they provided. And so now we are moving on to the point where we are choosing our transformation strategies. And that's kind of an interesting term. It's not like we are trying to transform our community into something else, but what we're really trying to do is figure out what our missed opportunities are that we can grow into. So then we will implement our chosen transformation strategies into each of the 4 points, our committees that I talked about earlier, and then we'll be able to measure some outcomes on what our goals were going in. So I will just kind of go over this really quickly. This is through the online surveys and the market data. For each of the 4 points, Main Street America was able to give us some tips what each of these committees could be doing to enhance what we have going on and be as effective as possible. So it just gives us a quick rundown on, you know, things that we can tell businesses, things that we can do aesthetically, what we can do as far as our events go, and then building relationships as well. So we have a lot of advice from them on how we can move forward in a strategic manner. And then again, through our focus groups, we had a focus group for residents, business owners, property owners, and elected officials, and we were able to glean a lot of information from them as well. So we kind of zoned in on each of the 4 committees there to talk about what some of the things we could do that we learned through people's input through the focus groups. So this is kind of the understanding that we've come up with. The main bullet points, what we heard again and again from everyone. The river was #1, top of the conversation, the reason why people come, the reason why people stay, the reason why people visit. So anything we can do to capitalize on being a riverfront community is in our best interest. Historic downtown, all of the elements of from our brick streets to our homes and our commercial buildings, our designation on the National Register, all of our cultural resources and natural attractions, proximity to St. Louis, you know, all of our unique businesses that only exist in Alton that we can talk up. And they really talked a lot about how we had really strong, loyal, local support. All of our people in Alton here really appreciate our locally owned businesses, and they try to frequent them as much as they can. So as far as the transformation strategies that were recommended, they really saw Alton as an epicenter for entrepreneurial energy. They were really wowed by the numbers of our entrepreneurs that participated in our farmers market and other events like that, and how they are graduating to brick and mortar, how many of the different businesses we have offer consignment options for people who aren't necessarily ready to sign a lease of their own, but they would like to take another step forward to having their own business. So they really encouraged us to revitalize and enhance the downtown core as much as possible as far as building rehab, to promote our riverfront as a key asset, and to foster an entrepreneurial and collaborative ecosystem. So they have a few tips on each of those strategies for us on how we can actually have the rubber meet the road on that, creating grant programs for people to fix up their facades, you know, streetscaping measures we could take, and also more cultural and recreation that we could add just to activate some of our green spaces, not necessarily more events, but even some passive activities, family activities that people could do and just kind of stumble upon and give people places to stay and recreate. Promoting the riverfront as a key asset, just developing Riverfront Park and having as much programming there as possible. We will be taking a look at that in the coming 3 years. Leverage our riverboat tourism. And then also we have, you know, as far as our entrepreneurial ecosystem goes, supporting our small businesses and startups as much as possible so they can get a good start right off the ground. Mentorship programs, networking events such as this. Having a unified master plan and open communication with all of our different stakeholders is super important. And then also affordable living and creative hubs. We really got high marks for affordability here in Alton. That's what a lot of people said drew them here and kept them here, is that they were able to afford their own home here, where in other communities they not necessarily would be able to do so. So having the new co-working spaces and incubators to help young entrepreneurs, looks like we're moving in the right direction in that regard. So that is the short version of what we learned from Main Street America last week, and thank you so much for your interest, and we will definitely be publishing further, you know, more in-depth analysis once they send us their report in a couple of weeks, so please stay tuned for that. Yeah, we will post it to our website, and we'll put a big splash out in the media to let everybody know when that is available. Absolutely. So that concludes my part of the talking for this evening. I'm going to invite up some of our featured speakers that we have to tell you what they have going on in the district. Let's start with Marcus Boyd, the new owner-operator of My Just Desserts.
Hello, my name is Marcus Boyd. We relaunched and opened My Just Desserts June 21st. Community's been great, media's been great, support's been great, city administration's been great. Sarah's been great. Also, I had a few important local people that were boots on the ground. I'm pretty sure they want to remain nameless at this time, but I didn't just come to Alton with affinity for historic properties and do this by myself. I had some really informative, knowledgeable, and local people who gave me a couple tips and let me know that the timing was right to make a move on something like this. I enjoy being in Alton, bought a place downtown, so most of the time you can see me walking around town. I love to support the local businesses. I always love to go to Tabs. Dan, Tabitha's husband, has been a good friend of mine and great point of contact. So I just love being here. I love the old Riley building, the Lincoln Historic building. So in the coming months, we love to do some expanding on the building, continue to improve our menu, quality ingredients, a lot of fresh local source food. And you'll be seeing me around town, so we don't have plans of going anywhere. Love it here, and just glad to be a part of the community. So look forward to seeing you all.
Huge round of applause to Marcus for saving one of Alton's favorite restaurants that everyone was just crushed to see go, and we are just elated to see it back. So thank you so much, Marcus. Next up, I would like to invite Jen Farley to the stage to talk about her business that will be opening at the end of the month, Persnickety by Jen Farley.
Thank you, Sarah. So I was just going to take just a moment to introduce myself. I'm Jen Farley. I am a native of Alton, born and raised. My husband and I have moved back recently, and we are so happy to be home. I started out, I was encouraged by several other small business owners on Broadway to go ahead and make the leap and start my shop. They introduced me to Melissa Bland, and she did a fabulous job of helping cultivate a good spirit of entrepreneurship and startup between all the vendors that are in there. She's very supportive. And I had the opportunity come to move out into my own space, and so I jumped. So you might ask, what is Persnickety by Jen Farley? I love old historic things. When my husband and I lived here, we restored several homes. We did a 1904 Victorian, we did a 1915 Mediterranean, American Foursquare, we did a colonial revival. We really like and appreciate old things, and we love Alton. So Persnickety is going to have several different things. It'll focus mainly at this time on more vintage than antique. There is a difference. And some retro pieces. So it'll be home decor and furnishings. And with going into my own shop, I am going to carry some more current product lines, such as Alexa Pulitzer. She is a paper designer for note cards and correspondence. She is out of New Orleans, and she has a really fun vibe. What else? The style of Persnickety is just basically what I like. It tends to lend itself more to, think, Ralph Lauren, dark academia, a little more Asian-inspired. If I like it, I buy it, and I send it to you. So I like to say that pieces pick me so that I can help them find their owners. So pop by often, because you don't know what I'm going to have from day to day. I'm hoping to be open the 30th of this month. Hours will be Thursday through Sunday from 11 till 5. So I hope you'll stop by and stop by often. So, thanks.
Welcome to the district, Jen. And if she did not mention it, she's going to be in the Mineral Springs building at 301 East Broadway. So that's where you can pop in to see her there. Next up, I would like to invite Chef Lasser Sorensen to the stage to give you an update on what's happening with Food is Love.
Hello, everybody. I have a little list here. I want to make sure I update everybody on what we got going on. I don't know if I met every one of you, but my name is Lasser Sorensen, and I was lucky enough to run into John Simmons about a year ago, and we had a conversation about Alton and how wonderful Alton was, and he thought it would be a good idea if I did an episode about Alton on Food is Love, and here I am almost a year later, and now have an office. I don't know if you know, but I have an office up on 223 Market in the Stratford Hotel. So that's kind of the headquarters of Food is Love. But for you who doesn't know, Food is Love is two different things. It's a television production company, and it's also a non-for-profit. And as far as I know, we are the only television show that has a mission and a purpose. And the mission and the purpose of Food is Love is bringing people together. You know, in my career as a chef, I had a restaurant for many years, and you know, I saw how food was such a wonderful connector, how it gets people to talk to each other instead of arguing about politics and sports and all that stuff. This is a really good way to get people on the same page. So thinking about that, we thought, well, we can use Food is Love for better things. Better things meaning, you know, introducing people to other cultures, people that look different than you do. And on top of that, we thought we could add another dimension to Food is Love, which is feeding hungry people that can't afford, you know, necessarily what I did. I had a 5-star restaurant, and I served lobsters, foie gras, and caviar, and then, you know, never really thought about that, you know, a few blocks down the road, there's people that didn't know where the next meal was going to come from. So, you know, I thought it would be, my time left in my career would be better suited trying to pursue something where I'm not just chasing the mighty dollar, but putting others before me. So that's why I'm here in Alton, if you didn't know. And one of the things that we are proud of is so far we have given out 800 meals, free meals in Alton so far, and we're still doing it. We're still working. We're still working on being better at the food. And one of the things I hope to do on the food trucks that we send out is, instead of, you know, serving some of the food we're serving now, trying to create some more nutritious food, something that is healthier for people, and especially kids. You know, we really need to work on the kids. They're eating so many unhealthy things. So that's a big part of Food is Love goal, is to try to create, you know, a way for us to educate. So we got a couple of partners already. St. Louis Food Bank is now one of our partners, and Challenge Unlimited that are here in Alton too. We were lucky enough, some of the people on Challenge Unlimited have watched my show, and they were a big fan, and I went out and saw what they did there, and realized that there is some great potential. And so we, together with John Simmons, who owns Theodore Farms, we figured out, well, we can grow vegetables on Theodore Farms, and we can sell it to the St. Louis Food Bank. But one of the problems they have is they have to find volunteers to create these boxes that then they can give away. So we had this great idea that working with Challenge Unlimited, we could have the people out there. There is basically 300 people with all kinds of issues out there, but they're sitting idle, not doing anything. So we thought, well, this would be a great way that we can engage them and help them too. So in November, they will start packing boxes with food and produce from Theodora Farms to put into these food trucks and food runs that we have that we then will give away to the community. So we're pretty proud of that development. And another thing we've been working on, we've had this a couple of days where I had an open door policy, really, you know, with my expertise, you know, so I'm sitting here doing all these things, but I still love the restaurant industry so much, so I figured, well, maybe I can help people in Alton that has restaurants. So this is, you know, even though those days we had mentioned, and Sarah helped us with that too, are over, I'm still open. If anybody in the community knows somebody who wants some consultation about what they're doing and some ideas, I'm open to that. And you know, we had some people show up that had some very valid questions that I could help them with, and actually one lady sits over here from TAPS. We had a great conversation. I went down to her place. I haven't been here long enough that I've been to her place. I went in there and I looked what I wanted on the menu, and Tabitha came out and said, no, you're not having that. You're going to have something different that I'm cooking for you. And I had lamb chops, and she had some wonderful mashed potatoes there. And you know, I thought to myself, this is unbelievable. I'm sitting in a restaurant that, you know, have, you know, all these things unrelated to what she just cooked me, but this meal that I had there was perfect. And I don't say this very often, but it was really, really perfect. So, you know, it kind of made me wonder. You know, I'm here as an advisory role, trying to make Alton a culinary destination, and as you know, this gave me great hope that there is so much talent here. I just got to find a way to put Taps Cafe on the map, and I want to help her as much as I can, because after I had that meal, I realized this lady has talent, and she needs to either grow the restaurant where she is, or we need to find her a place, because I really think that what she does could be incredible. But that also comes with a lot of you know, challenges, if you will, and I'm here to help Tabitha as much as she wants me to. And she asked me what I wanted in return, and really what I want in return is for her to help me feeding people that are facing food insecurity every day. So she's the first restaurant in Alton that now carries, we have a little lantern of hope, and if you go in there and buy a meal in there, you can buy a little token for $8, and you can put that in the lantern, and when we have 100 of these coins, we automatically send out a food truck. We work with community leaders, and they help us, you know, tell us where it would be a good time for us to be at a certain time, and then we show up. So every time we get $800, we basically give away 125 meals. So this is a great way for us to face some of the issues that you were talking about, food insecurity. There's a lot of that in Alton too, and so this is a great way for us to do that. So thank you so much, Tabitha, for being the first one, and hopefully somebody's watching this and say, hey, I would like to be part of that too, you know, because we need a lot of help. And right now, Food is Love is basically covering the cost of all the meals, and we are trying to figure out how we can raise some more money and do some better things. So in one of the plans we have for the future is we are trying to get a food truck together specifically for this purpose, creating some food in the truck that is nutritious and different than just hamburgers and hot dogs and what you see normally on these food trucks. So one of the ideas we have is maybe we can get donations. We need about $85,000, and that'll give us a place also where we can take produce left over from Theodora Farms that are not being used, and then create soups and stews and so forth, and make it really interesting, and then go out and educate people about why it's better for you to eat this kind of food, and maybe give out some recipes and some boxes of food at the same time. So that's a really, really big part of our agenda. So, also I want to say that, you know, I'm not just a person that are coming through town and then, you know, and then leaving. I'm trying to relocate my family here, so I'm looking for a house. I just haven't found the right one. I'm looking for a house for one wife and 3 Labradors. Still haven't found one that we could work out. But you know, I know the gentleman down here said that Alton, he loves Alton, and I've been here for like 6 months now. I'm commuting. I'm here 5 days a week, and then I go back home to Southern Illinois. But I'm really planning on finding a place and being part of this community. So I hope that you will help me with the food insecurity we have here in town. And then, of course, the other way you can help me is you can watch my show. Right now, there's reruns on Fox Midwest, and we have now been picked up by Amazon Prime, which is a big feather in our cap. And they're doing reruns on Amazon Prime right now. And in late September, we'll start season 4. And what's interesting for people of Alton is that my show always ended in DeSoto, Illinois, where I had a restaurant. And DeSoto is about 90 miles south of here. And, you know, so now the question is, where am I going to end the episodes? Well, I'm going to end all the episodes in Alton. And that was it was a great way for me. Thank you. It was a great way for me to my business picked up tremendously after I was on this show. And now we're going to strategically put Alton in the episodes, and we already have filmed on several locations. Like when I finish out the show, I finish it out, I'm either cooking something or talking to people in DeSoto, but now I'm doing all this in Alton. So we've already filmed on several locations in Alton, and hopefully we can strategically use the show to bring more people to Alton, because that's really what we need. We need people from the other side of the river to come over here and dine with us, right? But we have to have something that they don't have on the other side. And that's why homegrown talent is going to be very high on you know, my list of ways to get people over here. So if, like I said, if anybody ever has any ideas or want to consult with me about what they think we can do together, I will leave my business cards over here on the table. So there's my phone number there, and there's the office address. So if you're so inclined, come see me. Thank you very much, and remember, food is love.
If you haven't yet, look up the Food is Love YouTube channel. All of the episodes are just so incredibly heartwarming. Chef goes in with the chef of mainly focused on the ethnically diverse restaurants in the St. Louis region. He goes to their restaurant, and you get the back scene view of what's going on. And then he actually follows the family home and cooks a more traditional meal from their culture at home with the family, and even delves even further. So it really is just a spectacular series, and we're really blessed to have him here in Alton now. Next up, I would like to invite Lisa Brown to the stage. She has recently opened the Renaissance X at 401 Piasaw Street, and she would like to tell you all about her restaurant and cigar bar and event venue.
Hello, my name is Lisa Brown. I am an Altonian. I've been here all my life, born and raised here downtown Alton. Grew up on 7th Street Hill, then we moved to North Alton. And I've always had a dream about owning a business downtown Alton. Because when I was growing up, you know, you had all the major stores down here, and it was a lot of moving and shaking going on around here. But so I was looking around, me and a business partner of mine, we looked around. We were looking around, and we ran across a couple of venues, a couple on State, one here across the street, and went down to Russ's place one evening, and he was telling me he was selling everything. I'm like, oh, okay. And I said, well, what do you think about, you know, letting me lease it for a while? And he was like, I don't know. He said, I'm really trying to sell it, but, you know, we'll see. So about 2 weeks later, you know, he calls. So that's how we hooked up with that. But anyway, right now, the venue is called Renaissance X, and we are a cigar-friendly lounge restaurant. Right now, the restaurant isn't open. I'm waiting on Madison County to go ahead and give me my inspection. I'm ready. I'm just waiting on Madison County. So, but we will offer different kinds of food. It'll be more of sandwiches, wraps, salads, you know, seafood. It won't be like it won't be anything like what Gentleman's has, because they have a really nice restaurant. But we'll have food there. And on Fridays and Saturdays we have live band outside. So if you guys want to come hang out, sit outside on the patio, listen to great music, great entertainment, and also when the sports season, football starts, inside we have like 15 or 20 TVs on the wall waiting for NFL Sunday. We have the NFL packet, so that'll be something for gentlemen and women to do, you know, on a Sunday afternoon. So our doors are open. Fridays we're open from 5, we close at midnight, and Saturday 6 to midnight. And Sunday, well, I'm sure we'll be 12, because that's what time kickoff is normally, about 11 or 12. So we'll be there until the games are done. Also on Mondays. So if you guys not doing anything, come see us. Yeah, Mondays. Yeah, come on Mondays. Yeah, and then also on Mondays for the ladies, we'll have what they call a mellow Monday. So I have martinis specials. So while they're watching football, we could sip on martinis and watch football as well. So, is there any questions? Oh, you were there Saturday? Oh, okay. Well, thank you for coming out. Thank you. Thank you. Excuse me? Oh, we're at 401 Piasaw, the old Lovejoy. Yeah. Well, thank you all, and our doors are open for everyone.
Thank you for investing and believing in downtown, Lisa. Next up, I would like to invite Sparkle Sims to the stage. She has recently opened a retail shop on Ridge Street called Precious Diamond Boutique.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. I'm honored to be here. I'm glad Sarah invited me. I thank her and Alton. I'm originally from St. Louis, and I always had a passion for fashion. I went to modeling school, and I modeled in St. Louis. I went to Barbizon School, and also I'm a minister at a church in St. Louis as well, and so is my husband. And so we have done conferences and revivals in Alton, and I just think Alton is a beautiful place. And I was telling my husband, I gave you a background about myself. And so I'll say this too. During high school, I used to cut my clothes up and design my clothes a certain way and do all kind of weird things, as my mother would say. And so she would say, during the wintertime, she's going to be really cold. But somehow my iron levels were great, so I was never cold. But anyhow, I just knew I was going to be in fashion industry, and I always felt like I would like to be an entrepreneur. My father was a truck driver and a barber and a cosmetologist, so it was already in my family. And that helped families out, and it helped their children to understand entrepreneurship and developing an entrepreneurship mindset. And so I have my daughter. She's here with me, her and my addition to the family, my new baby. But she's my assistant. I have her in training to be an entrepreneur and to be a business owner. So we work hand in hand very closely. She's in middle school right now. And she actually does stuff in fashion. Also, she draws fashion clothing. So she may be a fashion designer one day. So I am located at 415 Ridge Street. And there used to be a building right next to it for some people that I always tell them that's a better way to find the location. They actually just torn the building down, so you will see just hay instead of gravel or rocks or a building that kind of is broken. So I'm glad for that is out of the way. You can see the parking lot in the building, so it's 415 Ridge Street. I make jewelry, so I specialize in handmade jewelry. And I have sets, necklace, earrings, bracelets, such as the things that I am wearing. This is something that I actually made. So it doesn't matter if it's stretchy or metal, crystals, different type of beads. I use them all. And I made so much jewelry and didn't know that I was preparing for a actual building. My husband said I'm going to buy 2 display cases, and he put them in the home. So he said, make this room. It was an extra room. Some say a family room. So I designed it and decorated it and made it into a boutique. But I didn't know I was preparing for a building. We don't know what's in store for us. So we make plans, but we don't know what's in store for us. And one day, me and my husband came along Alton, and he was going to the supply store, business supply store. And I said, well, let's just try to go to the downtown area and see if I can look for a building. That same day I looked for a building. My husband said, get out the car, sweetheart, and start taking pictures of whatever you see for sale or for lease or for rent. And this building, Denny Scarborough, he owns the building, and I got out the car, and he said, I'm going to take a picture of you in front of this building. Do you want this to be your business? And so I said, well, I want to wait first until we meet the owner. And so he said, no, go stand in front of it. It's yours. I stood in front of it. He took a picture. So that picture is going to be in remembrance of my first building. He took a picture. Then he came right away and said, would you like to see it today? And the following day, he drew up a lease. And here I am today explaining what I do, what I have, and what I have to offer. And I have women clothing and accessories, hats, scarves, belts, purses, and handmade jewelry.
Congratulations, and thank you for choosing Downtown Alton for your new business. We're so happy to have you. That concludes all of our featured speakers, and in case you have not been here before, at this point in the program, I actually pass the microphone around the room. If you are just here to listen, feel free to just pass it to your neighbor. If you would like to say something, you're more than welcome to either say something from your seat, or if you're more comfortable up on stage, you're more than welcome to come up as well. So I'm going to pass this around. If you have a little commercial about what you have going on in the district, feel free.
So I know that Sarah already mentioned our 18th annual Mississippi Earth Tones Festival that is coming up on, it's always the third Saturday in September, which makes it Saturday, September 21st this year. We have been working with our graphic artist, and today just got our final design. So our poster, our flyers, everything is going to be going out, our graphics to not only the Metro East, but the St. Louis greater audience, if you will. We always have a wonderful day filled with a lot of family-friendly entertainment from noon until 6. Right now, I believe I already have confirmed 24 different environmentally friendly, educational-ish booths that will be there. And then, of course, on top of that, we have like another 100 artists that will be there. The artists have to be environmentally friendly. They have to either use, materials that are completely all natural or reused. We're not buying. We're not encouraging people to buy things, from China and ship them over here and just, So if you were interested in coming to something like that, I encourage you to put it on your schedule. That next Saturday is always our Mississippi Earth Tones River Cleanup. And I hire several different boats with local boat captains, mostly from Grafton. And we go out onto the islands and shores, mostly in Pool 26, just in between us and the Winfield Dam, but sometimes we go below the Mel Price Lock and Dam as well, and just clean the islands of the trash and debris that we find. So it's always a wonderful time. We rely on a ton of volunteers, and we do have a few more vendor spaces available. So I'm just going to pass these brand new hot off the press flyers around, and thank you for your continued support.
Good evening, everyone. I am not a local owner of Alton, but I do own a salon. But what I do design jewelry as well. And I participate in the Mississippi Earth Tone Festival every year. So I love Alton. I want to one day perhaps have a store or front here. But I do like to come and know what's going on in my city. That's why I'm here. And I have learned a lot tonight.
Well, good evening, everybody. My name is Tabitha, and I'm the owner of Tab's Cafe on 400 State Street. And, okay, let me stand up, okay. And so I just want to say that I am just so thrilled to be a part of Alton community. The minute I was angry with my husband because, well, first let me just tell y'all a story. I'm from West Virginia. And my husband was stationed, he was in the Army, and that's how we met, and he's from St. Louis, Missouri. And I didn't even know this place even existed until my pastor in St. Louis retired, and I left with a few musicians, and her father owned a church here in Alton on Metro Street called Greater Life. And when I came over that bridge, I'm like, it was like heaven. It was like, it reminded me of home because I'm from West Virginia, to the T. But y'all so much more friendlier here. Oh my God. People can't even believe when I call them, they're like, what? I'm like, seriously, y'all, it's just like home, but better. So I got people next summer, they're making sure they're coming, and then y'all blowing me up, so it's making them jealous. So I want them to come and just see how beautiful just everybody that comes in always have good attitudes, always seeing what we can do to help, or, and then some people come in and they just by themselves, and they're widows, or, or they lost their loved one. They just come and listen to blues and eat some good food, and and just spreading the love. And I want to do more things. I want to let y'all know. Well, Tabs is going to expand because I own the building. So I want to get a dance floor. I want to do the cowgirl theme. I want to do my blues and my country because I'm a country girl. And yes, I'm black, but I love country. I love Patsy Cline. I love them all. So my family, they was like, don't tell them Patsy Cline. Oh, I do. I love her so much. I watched the movie Sweet Dreams 1,000 times. And Sarah, I wanted to tell you, You ever seen Dirty Dancing? Remember Baby? You remind me of babies. I promise you, to the T. But anyway, I love Alton, and Chef Lusser, I thank you so much for coming in. Yes, I want to be a part of Food is Love. I think everybody, the community is great. I just need a little help. If y'all could donate paint or flooring or what, I mean, this building is really old. It needs help, you know? And so we need some help. If everybody work together, we can build our community, like we say, and make it even more great and shut every community down on the St. Louis side, Chicago side. Alton is where it's at, and people are jealous. They are so jealous of Alton. And I want to move over here, but it takes time. It takes time, but when I do, oh my God, I'm throwing the biggest party. Y'all gonna be invited.
Well, good evening. Melissa Bland. I own Honeybee Vintage. If you haven't had a chance to check out the shop, just want to invite you to come do that. We are located between Gentleman's and My Just Desserts. Honeybee Vintage is, at our heart, antiques and vintage. There's also upscale resale mixed in. Quite a few local artists and makers in the mix. So it's got a real cool mix of about 20 vendors within the marketplace. Lots of new giftable things, fall flavors coming in, fall decor coming in, and just continuing to want to get the word out about our boutique, which is our upscale resale children's area. So for anyone still doing some back to school shopping, we'd just love to see you in the door. Thank you.
I'm Mary Cordes. I'm the director of the Hainer Library. Yeah, I gotta put my glasses on here. Okay, we've got a few programs coming up. We have tomorrow at the Mall Library. Everything I talk about tonight is free. Tomorrow at the Mall Library at 6 o'clock, we have Avoiding Scams and Scammers, how to identify scams and what to do if it happens to you. So if you're interested in that, it's at our Mall Library, like I said, at 6 o'clock. On Saturday, August 24th at 10 o'clock, we have Healthy Living for Your Brain and Body, tips for from the latest research. That is going to be in partnership with the Alzheimer's Association. We have a Fall Memory Cafe also with the Alzheimer's Association on Saturday, September 14th from 10 to 12. It's open house style, so if you or anyone you know is experiencing dementia, Alzheimer's, or you're a caregiver, you can come meet with other people who are also experiencing the same thing, talk about your struggles, what you're dealing with. We'll also have activities for the people who are also experiencing dementia and Alzheimer's disease. And then the one thing I wanted to mention this evening that I think might be of help for everybody in this room, if you're a small business owner or if you are in the community, we have a couple of digital collections they're kind of hard to market, but I think they're really important to know about. Again, these are all free. You can access them from home 24/7, or you can come in the library and access them. They are archive.org, so if you're into local history or you have a business, we have a lot of businesses that want pictures of old Alton, or if you're just interested in history in general. We have archive.org, which is a lot of our digitized yearbooks, city directories, local materials, and then our photos on Illinois Digital Archives, again, at hainerlibrary.org. You can find them there. We have over 6,000 photos currently and thousands more to add. These are all photos that have been taken. A lot of them are Bob Grahl photos from the Telegraph. They're all archived. A lot of them we're working on adding metadata so they're easy to search. These are available for everyone to view. They're city views, street views, homes, businesses, old buildings, events that went on for decades ago. So these are really great. And then our other digital collections that you might be interested in, sorry, I'm losing my voice. We have a small business reference center and a legal reference center. Again, at hainerlibrary.org, you can get access to all kinds of legal and small business information on there. And then for those of you that are looking for something entertainment-wise, we also offer Creative Bug, consumerreports.org, Cloud Library, and Libby. Those are all ebooks, audiobooks, ebooks, audiobooks, and Tumble Books for children, which are ebooks and audiobooks for children. Creative Bug is for anybody who's a crafter or likes arts, cooking, any kind of
home type creatives. Those are HD quality videos, thousands of them. They're tutorials, videos, how to do certain things. Again, that's all free. We also have an auto repair reference center and consumer reports. So there's just lots of different databases that you can get access to. And then lastly, one of our goals is to get out into the community and let people know about all the resources that we're all, if you're living in Alton, Godfrey, or Foster Township, you're paying for the library. So we want to get out and talk about all these services that we have because they're all free and they're all things that we can all benefit from. So if you have a business, a club, an organization or something, and you would like me to come and talk, I promise I won't be losing my voice then. We're happy to do that. So you can just give me a call. Again, my name's Mary Cordes, and you can just call the library and ask for me. Thanks.
I'm going to step up here because I feel bad. Everybody reaching their necks around. Hi, my name is Brian Knight. I recently just purchased the Riverbender Tech Center. We specialize in phone repair, computer repair, game console repair, technology consulting. I really want to focus on individuals and small businesses. A lot of times whenever you have a problem, it's easy for a big company to find resources, but when you're a small startup or an individual, it's hard to find those resources. So that's what we try to play to. I'm really proud to be part of downtown now. I love seeing the history down here. I didn't realize what all went on in this building alone, with the vaults in the basement and everything like that. It's very cool. I want to try to put some documentation of that. I liked how Mary was just speaking about how you can access all the photos of downtown and Alton and the history, because I think we really need to play off that a little bit more. You know, that's the community, that's the passion that's down here. But yeah, that's about all I have. If anybody has any questions or needs anything done, come see us. We're right here at the back side of the Riverbender building.
Good evening, Emily Jackson with Senior Services Plus. We have quite a few events going on in August, but a sneak peek is we'll have an open house in September 24th, to share all of our departments. We have about 14 programs and services that we offer throughout about 8 counties in Southern Illinois, largely here in Alton. So feel free to stop by. We're located on North Rogers.
Up here a little bit more too, so good point about twisting your neck. My name is Barbie Brand-Yeltsin. I know a lot of you, but my husband and I own Your Event Space, which is on the other side of 3rd Street. We do a lot of weddings and receptions there, also birthday parties, showers, things like that. We also have Your Boutique Hotel, which is across from Jacoby Art Center. We're actually in the process of adding a 3rd floor, which will be able to sleep additional 8 people. So we do a lot of smaller weddings there that people rent out the whole entire building for the weekend so they can have it the whole time, no time limits, things like that. We also do a lot of bachelorette weekends, birthday weekends, any reason that people want to get together with a bunch of other people and have a whole entire building to themselves. So it will soon be able to sleep about 24 people. So we'd love to also partner with not-for-profits or groups that need to raise money for fundraisers. So if you know of any schools, things like that, we've done things with our church at Zion Lutheran out in Bethalta, but we would love to partner with other local groups as well. So thank you very much. I think it's back to you.
All right. Hi there, everybody. My name is Bridget Holt. I get up here every time. I'm the executive director of the community center here. I get so excited at every single one of these meetings because there are just so many great things happening in Alton, and I'm a collaborator. I love to, join forces, whether it be for marketing or for putting out programming. I had already had so many ideas just hearing everybody else here talking about how we could incorporate that. That being said, I'm always so busy that it's hard to start up that. So please, if anybody ever has any ideas on how they might want to collaborate, any classes that they would want to teach, just please feel free to contact me. I really like the idea of cooking classes for kids in the center. We do have a full kitchen up there. Something like that would be really fun. But really what I jumped up here today for is this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I am holding a house music fundraiser and festival for this community center here. I don't know if any of you like house music, but I have tried to do a fundraiser here with bands from around the area, and I'm from here, I'm born here, but I moved away to Chicago for most of my life, and about 3 years ago I moved back. So I called in a whole lot of my friends from Chicago to come down here, whether it be for DJing or the lighting and laser show or anything. So every Friday night we have open play for middle school age youth. It's $12. We are having DJ Daniel, who all the kids in town love, coming to DJ for their part of the party. That's going to be regular from 6:30 to 10. Happens every Friday. But after that, from 11 p.m. until 3 a.m., we're having a bunch of house music DJs in here. We're going to open up the back lot, so we have a little area for people to hang out outside in case they feel crowded in here, which I don't think they should because there's a lot of space. We're partnering with Cat Daddies, so if people want to go over there to buy liquor, alcohol, beer, I don't know how to say that, I don't drink. But if anybody wants to go drink, they can go over there. And so obviously you can go anywhere in downtown, but they're going to be staying open a little bit later and setting up a little area for the people who come to the party. Saturday night, we're open from 7 p.m. until 3 a.m. And then Sunday, it's an all-ages event, which, it's going to be from noon till 7, and we hope to get a bunch of kids in here. So I know that house music is not as popular as it is up in Chicago down here, but it's something that I grew up on, and fortunately, I've heard a lot of people from St. Louis have too. So I really hope to see as many people as possible come out. And then here goes my ask, right? So we have sponsorship levels if anybody was interested in sponsoring us, but we also have raffles. So a couple businesses from downtown have been very gracious in offering things from their shop up for our raffles. And we've had a couple people with Airbnbs that are offering time slots for the raffle. And then I can't remember what else I was going to say there. Maybe drink tickets from some of the bars. But anyways, just giving some ideas out there. We're always taking donations. We're always looking for ideas on how to get the whole community in here, not just the middle school age students, even though we do love having them every Friday night and partying with them. I would really like for this to be more educationally based. So, we are partnering, I think. Am I supposed to say this yet? I think I'm going to wait for next meeting to. But we are having some wonderful collaborations and partnerships that are coming up that we're really excited about. Yes? I'm trying to think of a good, I wanted to play some before I got up here so everybody knows, but it's like an electronic music, something like that. So yeah, there's going to be loud music coming from downtown all weekend long, and I hope you guys are okay with it. We'll move into the basement if it gets too annoying for anyone, but that way you'll know what we're doing. So if you have any questions, like I said, I'd love to hear from anybody. Oh, sorry, Anna's over there in the back. That's Anna. She's my second in command. She's awesome. She's wonderful with the kids, and she is reminding me that we need volunteers so bad. So I heard a lot of your organizations have a lot of wonderful volunteers, and I know that volunteers are the ones who you go to ask to volunteer more because they're the ones who volunteer in the first place. So if you know of any volunteers that would be interested in helping us out with either the event or on Friday nights, or like I said, want to come in and teach a class to kids, help get the center spruced up, anything, we're always open to having more people come in. All right, thanks.
Thanks for all your hard work, Bridget. Just wanted to make sure we didn't miss anybody before we close it out. Just wanted to remind everybody that we only host What's Up Downtown quarterly to give an opportunity for enough news to be built up, but we have our next date set. It will be Tuesday, November 19th, right here at iMerge Community Center at 5:30, so please mark your calendar. Enjoy pizza from Bossa Nova and desserts from Duke Bakery in the back, and feel free to stick around and network with all of these downtown enthusiasts. And please stay tuned to our website. That's downtownalton.com. You can subscribe to our newsletter on the homepage and follow our social media for announcements. And if you have any news that you would like to share at this platform, please do reach out, and we would love to have you be a featured speaker next time. I hope you all have a great rest of your evening, and I thank you for your continued support of Alton Main Street and downtown Alton. Have a great one.
Dream Home Realty Center.
Hey Sherry, talk to me, Dream Team. We've got a showing.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
We protect your house and your car. Because we know they're the launching pad to their dreams. And now you can save up to 23% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance.
Riverbender Radio has built 3 great new stations just for you in the Riverbend. The Eagle, the Riverbend's classic rock station. The Bridge, hit music for the Riverbend. And The River, today's country, and all your favorites. Check them out today at riverbenderradio.com.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trumped. I've got a Linux.
So do I.
Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Linux products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
When life throws unexpected challenges your way, you need a versatile legal ally to protect you. Sean Lentz, with over 12 years of experience, is here to help you in a variety of avenues. From personal injury to criminal defense and even semi-truck accidents, Sean Lentz has your back. Don't wait for the justice that you deserve. Call 618-465-8000 and see how Sean can help you today. We are Phillips 66 Wood River Refinery. We make the fuels that take us to work and our children to school. We make materials and energy products that allow us to stay connected to each other. We care about the quality and safety of our products because we care about the communities we share. Our employees live our values of safety, honor, and a commitment to act as good neighbors where we live and operate. We are Phillips 66.
You won't find a better health club than Nautilus Fitness Center. More cardio, more free weights and equipment, more classes, a swimming pool, and more. If you're serious about your health and want to make a change, then stop thinking about it and visit Nautilus Fitness Center on Industrial Drive in Alton. Don't fall for the hype you get from the other health clubs. Nautilus is the Riverbend's premier health club. Has been for years and will be for years to come. Get to Nautilus Fitness Center and get started on a healthier new you.
Whether you're a seasoned pro or a weekend warrior, gear up with Falcommit and elevate your hunting experience. From rugged gear for the seasoned hunter to adorable outfits for the little ones, we've got your whole family covered. Literally, because the best moments are made in the great outdoors. And with Falcommit, you're not just wearing gear, you're wearing the stories of your adventures. Discover the joy of hunting together. Visit falcommit.com and outfit your family for the next generations of memories.
For the biggest selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs in the Riverbend, visit AltonToyota.com or stop by their location on the Homer Adams Parkway in Alton. Winner of the prestigious President's Award, Munganast Burkhardt Alton Toyota knows how to treat their customers, and they will help you find the vehicle that is perfect for you. For years, Munganast Toyota has been a fixture in the Riverbend, and now Munganast Burkhardt carries the tradition. New name, but the same great service you've come to expect.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible. Covering auto, home, business, and life insurance, our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified